but it was due to medication. How it was, there were problems with the way it was administered, but she died of a stroke, my grandmother. So, but you know what I'm saying? So that is everything. You can bring anything you want. You can bring, you can bring Chinese, you know, supplements, which there are some that have been used for thousands of years. There is arginine, all of these things. So everything I put in that pot. So I cannot deny or negate human experience and the power that it has. It cures people, it does. And how can I deny that? It happens to people. And it's their experience, they feel better. They feel better. Sometimes you give them a pill and they feel terrible. And they do whatever else they wanted to do and they feel better. And then we are like, I'm sorry. We had the science, which is why I suggested, I'm sorry you feel terrible. And that's just the way it is. And I can tell you another experience. It was very humbling experience. It was this, when we were doing these visits to the village, where we had patients and everything. There were these two families, and finally, you know, one of them didn't want to see us, but he was very old. We were like, well, if he's that old, he's not going to have it. In any case, he might have kids, this and that. We went in. He finally agreed to see us. You know, I did the neurological exam. Someone else did the neuropsychology. He was like 74. He was running his own farm. People were working for him, and every day he would wake up, work the field. We told him about CADASIL. He didn't want to hear about it. He said, I don't have it. And what I do, this and that. He was fine at 74 running his farm. And then 2 weeks after we told him, he got a stroke. So I always blame myself for it. I always like, why did I have to tell him? He was just fine running his farm. He didn't know anything about it. He was just completely okay with it. And he was completely functional. He only got a stroke when we told him about it. Why? I don't know. But it was a very humbling experience for us. It's like sometimes we think we are curious, sometimes we bring it. I don't know. It's coincidence. That too. But you know, it affects the way we think. And it was, for me, it was a very humbling experience. And that's why I tell this story. So now we go into a second question here. What do you think scientists should focus on in their CADASIL research? What do you think? Cure, treatment. What is the difference? I'm going to put it out there. What is the difference between a cure and a treatment? Why am I bringing this up? Because one day I was having my own emotional crisis about dealing with my dad and working on CADASIL and everything. And I was like, I'm just going to go online and do something about it. And I thought of a name of a patient. I was like, I'm going to call it CADASIL Cure. Okay, I'm going to do this. And I did it. And I put it out there, and you know, a lot of people were signing up. And then I heard from someone that, you know, has some significant role in advocacy. And this person complained about it, and it was like, I'm concerned. They are calling it a cure. People may have, you know, that can create false hopes because the cure is so far, you know, in the future. What I want to bring it up. What do you think? Do you think we should look for a cure? Do you think we should look for a treatment? What is the difference? What should scientists should focus on? What I should focus on? You tell me. Both. What's the difference?
They go hand in hand, but they go together. The treatment can provide the cure.
The treatment. What is the difference between treatment and cure? Yes.
The treatment would help manage symptoms and help decrease risk. The cure would eliminate the disease from occurring.
Which one is better?
Cure. The cure is better for the future, but treatment is better for the people right now and being relieved.
So they're both.
Do we have treatments for CADASIL?
Somewhat.
Yes or no?
For the symptoms.
Some of
And is that important?
Yes.
Yeah, it's essential. We do have. If you ever hear this, oh, there's nothing you can do, that's not true, that's not accurate. There's a lot you can do. There are a lot of treatments for CADASIL. There are a lot of things that you can do for all of the manifestations of CADASIL. Okay? Now, is there a cure? Is there anything, that, and that is the difference, is there anything that we can give to a patient that will delay the onset, delay the beginning, or completely prevent the disease? No. Is there a cure for Alzheimer's? Is there a treatment for Alzheimer's? Yes. And we can go on, is there a cure for diabetes? Is there a treatment for diabetes? And we can go on and on. No, what should we, so now, from a scientific point of view, and this is something that I actually thought, as a scientist that actually designed experiments, was like, what should be my focus? Should I focus on treatments, or should I focus on a cure? And the thing is, I don't think that you have to set a goal in your mind, and then everything you do leads you either towards or away from it. So I agree that if you aim for a treatment, you might end up with a cure, but you may not. You most likely will end up with a treatment, because that's what you're looking for. Now, is that important? Yes. Should scientists focus on that? Yes. Should funding be provided for that? Yes. Should patients participate in those clinical trials? By all means. Is that what I want to do now as a scientist? No. That's why I wrote the initiative as CADASIL Cure. Why? Because I just changed the goal. The goal is to find the cure. I may not find it, but maybe I will. But the aim is clear. And then everything I do can be actually judged in reference to that goal. Is it leading me towards or away from that goal? So that's why I call it. And then I actually looked at this person. I was like, I think I'm going to stick to it. Why? Because I know that someone may, and then I went back and I actually changed the description, and I very clearly said it. Yes, it is a name, we don't have it, but it's something that I think scientists we should very, directly think about it and focus on, because it's what could make a difference. Maybe if CADASIL is giving people scissors, maybe I want to work on that, but by treating the scissors, maybe I'm not going to affect the cause of the disease, and the person is not going to get cured. Or like if someone cannot sleep, sleep is very important. That patient, there should be research about how we can improve sleep pattern and help people sleep that have CADASIL, as someone was telling me earlier, or like I can't focus, and I want to be able to focus and accomplish. All of this is important, and people should be devoted. I'm just not going to focus on it right now. I want to focus on the cure, okay? So that's just the statement of purpose, okay? Now, what do you think are the reasons for the lack of treatments or the lack of cure for CADASIL? What do you think is lacking? What is the problem? Why don't we have it? And this is, now, if you were wondering about this, it's something silly I wrote, but I want to put things in perspective. CADASIL Cure timeline, and I have here all the way from the beginning to the universe until now. Because we have to put things into context. We have here, universe, earth was formed, man and women appeared, the scientific revolution. The first report of CADASIL was actually much earlier than, if you look at the literature, it was much earlier than you would think. It wasn't, in 1996, it was actually 1977. Some European families were described. It's just that the genetic cause. Notch 3 wasn't even discovered back. Okay? Now we have here in 1996, CADASIL was linked to Notch 3 mutations. Now we are here in 2001. How many years? This is what makes a huge difference. If we don't know what's going on, it's very unlikely that we're going to find a cure. That has happened in history by accident. How some antibiotics were discovered, that's fine. We may run into the cure for CADASIL by accident while looking for something else, but those accidents in history have happened, just very, not very common. So, but now, here, how many years? We are in 2011. We know the cause of the disease. We know it's a mutation in